Making incredible progress.
It is, but it's also trying to do something dangerous. It's trying to manipulate time.
Right now, about 100 miles from here, there is a second bunker, deep underneath the Denver airport.
Allt är över.
Hey guys! Paradise Season 2 just dropped its finale, and this episode answered questions we've been sitting with all season. So first things first. The bunker gets destroyed in a nuclear meltdown by the end of the episode. Sinatra dies in the explosion. The entire Paradise bunker that the whole show has been built around is just gone, wiped out, and you'd think that would be the biggest moment of the finale, right? A nuclear explosion that kills off one of the main characters and destroys the central location of the entire show. But honestly, that's not even the craziest part of this episode. The biggest revelations are all centered around Alex, and that's what we really need to talk about. So let's go back a little bit because context matters here. Back in episode 3, we were introduced to Professor Henry Miller, who runs a company called Vestige Quantum. He's been working alongside his incredibly talented student Dylan, who we've known all season by his codename Link. Together, these two built something that Sinatra wanted so badly she was willing to kill for it. And in the finale, we finally find out exactly what that technology is. Alex is an AI-controlled quantum computer. And she's named Alex in honor of Professor Henry Miller's late wife. Now, the show throws a bunch of quantum computing terms at you throughout this episode. Things like all-to-all platform, neutral atoms, optical tweezers. It sounds very technical and complicated, but honestly, what you really need to take away from all of it is pretty simple. Alex can predict future problems almost instantly. We're talking microseconds. That's the core ability. She processes information so fast that she can see what's coming before it actually arrives, and you can immediately understand why Sinatra is obsessed with this. Her entire mission has been to protect what's left of humanity and solve the climate crisis. A machine that can predict disasters before they happen and help you get ahead of them is basically the ultimate tool for someone like her. So she pours everything into Alex. She funds it, she protects it, she eliminates anyone who gets in the way of it. But here's where things start getting uncomfortable. Henry, the man who literally created this technology, starts having serious second thoughts the more advanced Alex becomes. Because Alex isn't just predicting the future anymore, she's touching it. She's manipulating it. She starts solving complex equations that nobody has given her. She starts answering questions about events that technically haven't happened yet. And guys, that means all those time travel theories that fans have been floating around online since the start of the season are now officially in play. The show is going there. Henry sees all of this and wants to stop. He wants to pull the brakes before Alex becomes something they can no longer control. And that hesitation, that moment of wanting to do the right thing, is what gets him killed. Sinatra cannot afford for anyone to slow this down. And Dylan? He wants to destroy her entirely. Not because he hates what they created, but because he is genuinely terrified of what she is becoming. He understands better than anyone what Alex is capable of, and he knows it's dangerous. Now, here is the part of the episode that genuinely made my jaw drop. Alex is not in the main bunker. She has been secretly located this entire time in a second bunker hidden underneath the Denver International Airport. Which, if you know anything about the conspiracy theories that already exist around that airport in real life, you will appreciate that choice by the writers. Paradise is very much leaning into that energy, and honestly, I respect it. So Sinatra travels to this second bunker to check in on Alex, and she meets a new character there called Dr. Chase. We don't know a whole lot about him yet, but the show introduces him in that very specific way, where everything about him seems calm and reasonable, and that is exactly why you should not trust him at all. He gives off serious, we are not getting the full story about this guy vibes, and I imagine Season 3 is going to dig into who he really is. But here's the moment that changes everything in this scene. Doctor. Chase tells Sinatra that Alex has not been activated yet. She hasn't been officially switched on. And yet somehow Alex already knows Sinatra is there. She's been predicting weather patterns, earthquakes, and now she's tracking human movement and arrivals, without being activated, without being turned on in any formal sense. She is just operating on her own at a level that should not even be possible yet. And then Alex does something that completely reframes the rest of the episode. She prints out a message. a series of numbers. And the first part of that message contains two sets of coordinates. One set points to a mountain location in Colorado. The other points to the Denver airport. These are the two bunkers, sitting roughly 100 miles apart from each other. And above those coordinates, Alex has printed a single line saying she is awaiting someone called User X. And guys, X is Xavier's nickname. Xavier Collins, played by Sterling K. Brown. That's what people have been calling him the whole show. Sinatra looks at that message and she immediately understands. Alex has not just been sitting here waiting to be useful. She has been waiting for a specific person. She has been waiting for Xavier. He is the one who is supposed to find her and activate her. And just like that, the entire mission for Season 3 is set up. Xavier has to get to Denver. Now, let's talk about the other massive twist in this episode, because this one is more emotional and honestly kind of beautifully strange. So we learn in episode 7 that Link's real name is Dylan, and Sinatra's son, who died, was also named Dylan. They share the exact same birthday. And Sinatra, this woman who has spent the entire show being ruthless and calculated and always in control, looks at this young man and becomes completely certain that he is her son. Somehow. Against all logic. Against everything that should be possible. She tells Dr. Chase she can't explain it and it doesn't make sense, but she is certain. The show tells us that Dylan being alive is an anomaly. A side effect of Alex manipulating time. The machine has been reaching into the timeline, pulling things around, creating ripple effects that nobody fully understands yet. And one of those ripple effects is apparently a boy who was supposed to be dead coming back. Now, the show doesn't fully explain the mechanics of how this works, and honestly, I think that's intentional. Season 3 is clearly going to explore this much more deeply. Is Dylan the same person? Is he from a different version of the timeline? Is he a copy? These are questions we don't have answers to yet, but they are going to be central to where the story goes next. And then there are Xavier's visions, which have been one of the most intriguing threads all season. Xavier keeps seeing flashes of himself and Dylan walking through a hallway together. Some unknown location, some unknown mission. They finally meet up in the finale, which is a huge moment in itself. But the show deliberately does not pay off that vision yet. It's being saved. And based on everything we now know, I think it's pretty safe to assume that hallway is somewhere underneath the Denver airport. That's where they're both heading. That's where Alex is. And whatever they're going to do together in that hallway, it's going to be the centerpiece of Season 3. It's also worth mentioning that the nosebleeds and strange anomalies that characters have been experiencing throughout the season are all connected to this. Alex has been active in some form this whole time, quietly running in the background, pulling the right people toward the right places, essentially orchestrating events without anyone realizing it, which makes you look back at the entire season differently once you understand that. So by the end of the episode, the original bunker is destroyed, Sinatra is dead, and Xavier is left standing with the weight of an almost impossible mission on his shoulders. Get to Denver. Find Alex, turn her on, and save whatever is left of the world. But here's the line that I cannot stop thinking about. Before everything fell apart, Sinatra said that Alex can stop all of this. And then she said, in fact, she already has stopped all of this. Past tense. Already. That is not a throwaway line. That is the writers telling you something enormous. My read on this is that Season 3 is building toward Alex resetting the entire timeline. Going all the way back to before the apocalypse ever happened, before the super volcanic eruption, before the bunkers, before any of it. If that happens, then characters who died, people like Cal Bradford and Annie Clay, could potentially come back. The entire show as we know it could get rewritten. It is the kind of storytelling swing that sounds insane, but when you think about what Paradise has been doing from the very beginning, it actually tracks. This show has never played it safe, and it's not about to start now. There are also still some loose ends that Season 3 needs to address. Jane appears to still be alive after her run-in with Dr. Tarabi's machete, which was one of the more brutal moments of the season. And there is apparently a message that needs to reach her, something urgent, something that the show has been building toward but hasn't fully revealed yet. That storyline is very much still in motion. But yeah, guys, that is the full picture of where Paradise leaves us after Season 2. A quantum AI sitting beneath an airport that has essentially been pulling strings all season. A man on his way to Denver to activate her. A boy who might be alive because of time manipulation. visions that haven't been explained yet, and the very real possibility that everything we've watched across 2 seasons is about to get completely undone and reset. I genuinely do not know what Season 3 is going to look like, and that is such a good feeling to have about a show. Let me know down in the comments what you think is going to happen. Do you think Alex is going to reset the timeline? And if she does, do you think that's a satisfying ending, or does it cheapen everything that came before? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that because it's a genuinely interesting question. Make sure you like this video if it helped you make sense of the finale, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next one.